Good morning. Um, Welcome to From Crashing to Conquering, Working Women Being Who They Were Meant to Be. So, today, this is my very first live about one of my topics. And I'm very much hoping that it's showing more than um, what I'm seeing, because I just see a frozen face on there. But it's my first go, so we're just gonna go with it. Um, yeah, I'm just going with it. So today I want to talk about ending the insanity of what is for supper. That question, as a mom, is I'm so over it. I have been over it for years. Um, and yet often I go back to, I'm too busy. There's too much on my plate. Oh my goodness, I have no idea what is for supper. I actually just wrote a blog about this. I will link that in the description. But basically, I go over, I'll just tell you a little bit about when I first started meal planning. So, what was happening is I was working, we had a big, busy family, and I would get off work, having been so focused on my work all day, and then pick up kids from school, from the bus. And they would get in and they're like, I'm trying to shift my brain. And they're talking about all of the things that they have done, all of the things they have coming up, and it's just a lot shifting the brain. And there's the I want to be present for my kids. There's the child who is telling me, hey, we need to pick up supplies for this project that I'm doing that I forgot to tell you about, and I have to build a city tonight because it's due tomorrow. And then I'm getting the phone call from my husband asking me to pick up something for him because he won't be in town in time to get it and he's going to need it this evening. And then my children are saying, I'm hungry. What's for supper? And on the phone, my husband's saying, hey, so what are we having for supper tonight? And I haven't thought of it. I haven't gotten groceries. I'm already exhausted. There's a lot to do. Oh, and then the teenager says, we've got volleyball tryouts tonight. I'm so excited. And I'd seen that on the calendar in the morning, but somehow it doesn't matter if it was on the calendar in the morning. By that time, at the end of the day at 4:15, I did not remember it anymore. And I still don't know what's for supper and how are we going to do all the things. So I know that some of you understand what that's like. I know that you have your own pain. You feel my pain that I had at that time. So I do my stops in town and, oh, we need chicken feed. Oh, we need cat feed. Yeah, doing all that. And now there's not going to be time for supper, to make supper, to think of supper. So then I'm blowing half of the week's allotted grocery budget on Subway. Feeding, okay, my family's fed anyway. The girl is delivered to volleyball, and we're building a city for a project for school out of a shoebox. Yeah, so we're rushing for the evening, maybe getting home from volleyball, and you know what? Everybody's hungry again. I'm hungry. What is there to eat? So you know what it's like scrounging through the fridge, finding the things that are not rotten, or maybe if they're rotten, you're cutting some off, and just trying to feed the family. I felt like I was going crazy. And then it's like people still want things from me at home. It's just part of being a mom. And I know you get me. I know that some of you are very organized, and I've never really had that as my natural bent. And so that's why I'm sharing this with you, is because it's for those who've had to learn it. It's not your natural bent. Maybe your natural bent is that you wing it. You rock it at winging it. Yeah, that's me. So that's where I had to shift. I'm still really good at winging it and, figuring things out on the go, which is so good because you need to grow that area as a mom anyway. But I was determined. So, then it's bedtime. And again, those children are hungry again. And I still don't know what to feed them. So it's grounding and giving them some, stale chips and salsa or maybe some trail mix. And yeah, brush your teeth, get to bed. Oh, it is so late. And my youngest, all my friends, kids, sorry, can get their kids to bed like at 7:30, 8. That's not happening for my young ones. With older ones in the house, it was just too difficult. So I was determined that something was going to change because I was going to lose it. I was not going to make it. Um, so sorry about the kitten in the background. We're babying a little kitten, a little runt through. Anyway, so I just remember feeling in that moment, I had several moments like this as a mom, but like, I'm not going to make it. I am not going to get through this. And I think I should just run away and everyone else can figure out all the things because I clearly am not figuring out all the things. Oh, so instead of running away, I decided that weekend we were going to conquer this. And so what we did is I sat the family down and I think maybe just the kids. And I started, saying, okay, let's brainstorm some meals. What does everyone like? And I was not letting anyone leave that table until we had enough meals that at least half the family loved planned for the next week. So it was great. We created a brainstorm. I think that we got more than enough meals planned for the week. And this is kind of what it looked like. Yeah, I think my video is frozen, but we're going with it anyway, just in case it's working for you. So I got a sheet of paper, wrote at the top, suppers. And we just bam, 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 brainstormed a bunch of suppers. And then after that, I pulled out just another scrap of lined paper, and I created a quick chart: breakfast, lunch, supper. Actually, I think my first one, let me look here. I think my first one had only suppers. Because, sometimes you got to start small and grow from there. So, yeah, it was just the suppers. At least we could conquer that one. So I plugged in, what we were going to be eating each day. Oh, let me see. No, we did all the meals. I plugged in what we were going to eat each day. I stuck it up on the fridge. I actually pulled out my calendar as well to look at, okay, well, actually that meal's not going to work on that day because we're having company and we're going to have to make something more substantial. So it was very helpful to have my calendar there at the same time. So we just kind of juggled it all around on the chart with Monday through Sunday. And I stuck that baby up on the fridge. And then if anyone needed to know what there was to eat, I would tell them to go check it. Then I made a grocery list. Do I have everything we need? I sent the kids to check the cupboards, check the fridge. Do we have cheese? Do we have crackers? Do we have butter? And I made my grocery list. And then I made a lovely coffee, like just kind of a fancy coffee. And I took the older kids and we went to the grocery store and we filled that list. Put it in the fridge when we got home. Let me back up. The grocery shopping experience, just drinking my coffee, having my list, knowing that we're getting everything we need for the whole week. And it's only taking half an hour because I came to the grocery store organized. And I just was sipping my coffee and I felt such a victory. I felt so alive and like I could do this. So just doing something simple, like doing a menu plan, made all the difference for me. It really did. I mean, I know there's all these different areas of our lives, but our kids have to eat and ourselves, we have to eat every single day, multiple times a day. And there's a lot of planning and cost involved in that. So knowing that we were going to be prepared for the whole week was life-changing. So yeah, when I put it in the fridge, it's still Saturday morning at this point. Still have the whole day left. And I know that I've got a whole week planned ahead. So it is one huge, rock in my backpack that's been lifted out, and I don't have to think about it. I could just do it on automation. So every morning we would just check the meal plan. I'd get some meat out or maybe start marinating something and go forth with the day, and then know that at supper time we're ready to go. We've got food to feed the family. So, yeah, what I've done is created a meal plan workbook for anyone who would like to just download and print a workbook so that you can start to do this. You can use your little scraps of paper. You can start small and you can grow big if you like to. Not big, but like more elaborate, but a lined piece of paper is no problem to start with. And then, but if you'd like to, download something a little bit prettier, so you're starting right away with something that actually is eye appealing as well, then that's like one more step up. So I'm going to have that as well that you can purchase and download. In my blog, if you would like, you can click on a link inside my blog that has a free week's worth of meals planned for you. So you can just print it off and go with it. If there's recipes on there you don't know, you would just Google those recipes and find one that has 5 stars, and by like at least 20 to 30 people, and then you can have a pretty good idea that it's going to be a good recipe, and you can go with it. But it's all kind of the main part of each meal is all written in that free meal plan. If you want to go ahead and download that from my blog, it's just called Ending the Insanity of What's for Supper. I will link it in the description, but you can go to my website and find it there as well. It's fromkim.com, and you just search for that blog post of Ending the Insanity of What's for Supper. I did something else kind of fun. If you really want to get fancy, you can actually find my workbook already printed for you on Amazon. So amazon.ca, you would just search up meal planning workbook crashing to conquering, because that's what we're doing. We're moving from crashing to conquering, and that happens with one small area at a time. All right. I hope that this is helpful for you, and I hope you have a great day. And I look forward to continuing to move from crashing to conquering with you.